Hello and welcome to the BitHut Podcast. I'm Thaddeus.
I'm Dan.
And this is episode 10. Today we're going to be talking about the now infamous Sonic the Hedgehog trailer and everything that's been going on around it. And then we're going to go into a bit of a list of our top 5 bad video game movie adaptations and maybe talk a little bit how we'd want to do them if we ran the show. And so Dan, how have you been?
Actually, you know what? I never told you about my fucking last week. Last week was fucked up.
What happened?
I had boiling water spilled on me, and not like a little boiling water, like a fucking pot.
Oh, shit.
Right? So there's that. My tire blew on the fucking highway. And apparently people don't fucking pull over.
Oh, man. Didn't something that happened with you a few weeks ago where you helped someone on the street?
I
you
did.
helped someone
Change the tire.
And then
Yeah.
no one returns the same favor.
No, Jesus doesn't give a shit. He's too busy playing chess with the devil.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah. Fuck, I got out of my car. I'm on the shoulder of the highway.
Yeah.
And I'll change my own tire. I ain't a fucking bitch like that.
Uh-huh.
Fuck it. You know? So I get over there. As I'm lifting up the car is shaking so much because people are zooming by like, fuck this. Someone's going to hit my car and crush me against this wall.
Yeah.
So, fuck, I had to call fucking CAA like a bitch.
Oh, man.
And they almost hit the CAA guy. They weren't even pulling over for him. And he was flipping out. He's like waving the tire in the air. He's like,
Yeah.
move over. You have to get over.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like a shitty week then.
And then I had dental surgery. Remember that?
Yeah, you're sounding better now, so I guess you've healed.
Oh man, I was all fucked up. I couldn't drink or eat on Cinco de Mayo. On Cinco de Mayo.
That sucks.
I mean, I'm not Mexican. I look a little Mexican.
You can
So-
pass as one according to that old lady.
Yes. But for real, we had a birthday party that day, and I was like, oh, bruh. I can eat rice on the other side of my mouth. And I was like, Erica, am I drooling?
Oh, by the way, I don't think you've ever gone into detail since your last little scam with Cisco.
Oh,
Whatever happened with that?
We got a food rep for Cisco. I never ended up going to the show, just because honestly, I think if I actually ended up going, it would have gotten to the point where someone's credibility would have gotten hurt, who actually worked at Cisco Foods.
I don't know.
And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do Gary dirty like that.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I don't think that you get into too much shit for
No,
that.
I think he would just be a joke, though.
Yeah.
Like, they'd laugh at him hard. So I don't want to do that to a guy. Like,
Fair enough.
we're chuckle fucks. We do stupid shit all the time.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think this guy's like a legitimate, like, has a wife and kids. And he seemed pretty nice on the phone. So I ain't gonna roast no one like that, you know.
So you do have a heart somewhere in there.
You know what? I have a heart, but it was also just too much work.
Fair. That's the real reason.
It was also too much work.
Don't be fool people. That's the real
If
reason.
it was within 20 minutes of driving, I'd go.
Well, that's a good way to close up that saga.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be others down the road. Like that one came out of left field. I'm sure there'll be some other one that comes out of like bottom left field or something like that.
I still love your reaction of, I don't get where you're going with this. As I told you that. The dead stare in my eyes. I don't get what you're doing.
Well, yeah, nothing as exciting on my end. I mean, there was a time a few weeks ago at work where I had to help an old lady with some technical issues, and she pretty much sexually harassed me. Like, she kept on rubbing my chest for the entire time, and it took an hour before I could even get started to talk about her life drama I just didn't give a shit about. And then more recently, I've been trying to track down a cartoon company that's been doing some shady stuff.
International Man of Mystery.
That's right. Can't go into the details.
Was she your Bond lady?
Believe me, if you saw her, she'd be anything but.
A whole lot of vagina.
She's like, a lot of dusty vagina. She's old enough to be my grandmother. So.
Hey, man. Older the berry and the sweet of the juice.
A lot of experience, too, I bet. I mean, hey, she was pretty fit for her age, so I'll give her that. But
you know, they had to make some hard choices, yo.
Oh yeah.
Never had sex with the greatest generation.
Very true. Well, she asked if I could come back to help her out. So if it ever comes down to it, I'll let you know.
Give her the wrench.
Yeah. So stay tuned for that one. So yeah, well, with all that aside, let's get to the show. So last week, the Sonic the Hedgehog trailer came out, and I mean, the writing was already on the wall. There had been, first of all, the idea of a live action Sonic the Hedgehog movie is already a hard sell. And then we saw like they started like rolling it out bit by bit. They showed the silhouette.
So the silhouette, and then
They showed an animation like he was like him like running or something, right?
Yes, they showed him running past the screen.
Yeah.
But then character designs leaked.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
And oh my god.
So we already knew about it, but it was like then last week we got the trailer, so now we got to see it all.
But here's the thing, the art makeup for it, like the art stills.
Yeah.
It's kind of like seeing a monster in a book, and then seeing an actual monster in life. Like that's literally what it is.
Yeah.
You looked at the Necronomicon, but then you looked up and the undead was in front of you. That's the difference in quality of this horror show. Because literally, it is the stuff of nightmares.
Yeah, it is fucking freakish. So,
I thought Charizard from Detective Pikachu was unsettling
or the
looking.
clown guy.
You know what, Mr. Mime? He looks fucked up, but his skin doesn't look weird.
That's what
he looks like. He's made out of clay.
Yeah.
Which, fine. Charizard looks like he's made out of, like, thumb skin.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is he made out of? And then we bring in Sonic.
Yeah. Oh my god. So issues with it is one, first of all, like they give him like the Sonic has kind of like a uni eye. Like he has a two. Like it's like his eyes kind of meet in the middle. So that's a big feature of him. And then,
well, okay, you could erase that, but he also, but the CGI one has beady fucking
he has
murderer
beady
eyes.
that I guess that look. I don't know what they're trying to do. But then he has like a more humanistic body. Like
he's
Sonic,
muscular.
Sonic
It's fucked up.
Like Sonic it originally has like a kind of like a spherical center, and then a spherical torso, and then
let me describe Sonic as he is in the cartoon.
Go for it.
He has a big ass round head.
Mm-hmm.
His body is a jelly bean.
Yep.
And then he has toothpicks for legs and arms.
Exactly. And
then he has like
big
floppy
hands and feet.
Yeah, big hands and feet. He's like a cartoonish clown.
Yeah, like Disney animation. Like
yeah,
Mickey
he's
Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Proportions.
Yeah, exactly.
This one is like if you took a 12-year-old and rolled him in blue fur, but this 12-year-old was muscular.
Yeah.
Like this is the kid that's not.
There's that kid. I can't remember his name, but there was like
the Hercules kid.
Yeah,
Young Hercules.
It's him in like Sonic cosplay.
It's so unsettling. And here's the thing. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't understand. The kid.
He's apparently an alien. Why does he have to have human proportions then?
Okay, and exactly. Like first of all, why like whose decision was it to do this design? It's a larger issue in general with adaptations of games or even other properties. Is like, why do these artists, quote unquote, have to always put their own creative stamp on it, or say, oh no, this isn't realistic enough. It's going to be hard to translate to people. So we've got to make it look more practical, and it doesn't though. And it's like there's no way you could have a blue anthropomorphic hedgehog look realistic. So why not just embrace it and go with the actual design?
It's because they're not aiming for the fan base.
They never do. Yeah,
they never do. They try to water it down so that parents will be like, "Oh, I remember that thing. My kids will like that."
But it doesn't make sense because the thing is, parents of kids now are like around our age.
Yeah.
So they would have grown up with the same games we knew. So.
Yeah, but it's like the Power Rangers. The Power Rangers look fucked up.
Oh yeah.
They look like pieces of shit.
Iron Man suits or something. I don't know.
No, they look like Transformers.
Yeah, that was weird.
Like, why is everything got to look fucking weird?
Yeah.
But yeah, Sonic. Now here's the thing. Another thing. Why are his shoes look like regular Nikes?
Sneakers, yeah.
Like, can't he have the classic pointy shoes with the one red stripe?
Yeah.
Because he's an alien. They've said so as much. pray to God he does not take those fucking shoes off
Oh.
and show his toes. If there are toes,
Oh.
the Sonic community is gonna jizz over everything.
Well, they're already showing his hands, like, which
It's
is really
fucking
weird.
weird.
It's really
bruh.
weird seeing his hands.
And like, who wants an over? The thing that kills me is why are all characters overpowered now?
Yeah.
Captain Marvel overpowered,
Yep.
right? Atomic Blonde overpowered. I love John Wick.
Mm-hmm.
He's OP though.
Yeah.
At least he gets stabbed.
Yeah.
Like at least he gets overcome.
He gets stabbed, but I mean,
He's
it's
still
like,
overpowered.
It's like playing a video game on
like
God mode or something.
Yeah, they're all gods.
He can get hit by a car and then get up like
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're supposed to be like 3-4 feet tall.
Yeah,
and
like
fucking slow.
gigantic football players.
Now they're like 10 feet tall and bulletproof.
Yeah.
What the fuck is gonna kill them then? They're bulletproof.
Yeah.
One got tossed off of a truck, bounced off the ground, landed on another truck. Don't ask why I saw this.
I saw both of them. You're talking about the Michael Bay one's more particular, right?
Yeah, they're fucking bad. The original was 1990s ones.
Yeah.
Those
First two.
First two. Third one. Hey.
Yeah.
They had to pay off the rest of those Ninja Turtle suits.
I remember that. You think you could even see parts? You could see their eyes underneath the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it's fucked up.
Yeah. I don't understand this. This current generation, a lot of things they just have to fucking change up the design because they think.
You know what? The movies nowadays, it's like there's a bit of antagonism towards the old fan base, where they're like, we're not doing it for your fan base.
Yeah.
We're not letting you run the show because you liked this first and you supported us and you're the main people who are gonna buy it. We're gonna aim for a different fan base.
Yeah. It's like they're embarrassed by the source material. A lot of things do that. Like even when I look back to the American Death Note, it feels like they're kind of embarrassed by the source material. Like they didn't want to necessarily feel like it was based off a manga, so they tried making it more like an American teen horror.
They could have had Asian Light in America.
Yeah.
They had Black L.
Yeah, and I didn't mind Lakeith Stanfield as L in all honesty.
No, I liked L.
Yeah,
but the guy who played Light.
Yeah, he is a weenie.
Because really, if you had Asian L, White Misa, and then Black L.
Yeah.
Basically, all you need is like a Muslim police detective. You got everyone covered.
Yeah. Just make Watari an Indian guy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But honestly, what the fuck is with these movies nowadays?
I don't know. Yeah. And it's a whole thing. It's like I guess part it seems like they also want to follow the Christopher Nolan model of making everything more grounded and realistic. I feel like even though The Dark Knight will always stand as a classic, it ruined a lot of movies or a lot of things, like DC especially.
No, it's people who imitate. Because Christopher Nolan, he fleshed out his universe.
Yeah, he's not to blame. It's people who want to imitate it and don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, because Christopher Nolan fleshed out his universe. He's like, look, it's fucked up that this guy dresses like a bat. We can't have all these other crazy people out here.
Yeah.
So he's like, we have to at least ground the villains in normalcy so that it looks fucked up what they're doing.
Yeah.
It makes it crazier when some guy dresses up like the Joker or dresses up like Scarecrow or has his face masked like Bane.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why these people are villains, super villains, because it increases their crazy levels.
But now everybody just thinks, okay, let's just Dark Knight. Oh, making it more realistic makes it better. Oh, okay, this is the lesson we learned. And then by doing that, so now going back to the Sonic trailer, so it's now Sonic is just on the regular world. He's an alien. That's how I explain this weird freakish creature. They didn't have to do that. Why not just make a world where anthropomorphic animals and humans coexist, like the show BoJack Horseman? There's no explanation for it. It's just
why did they just be like, oh, it's a special forest?
Yeah.
Special forest. No one's ever been to this fucking forest.
Yeah.
Sonic ran across the fucking water.
I will say I do like at least what they're doing with Dr. Robotnik. It starts off where, when I first saw it, I was like, why is he Jim Carrey? Is it dressed up like he hangs out with Richard Spencer?
Well, he also has the hipster barber mustache.
Yeah, his hipster barber mustache and the Richard Spencer haircut. I will say his performance is good, and Jim Carrey can add his shtick to it because Dr. Robotnik didn't really have a personality to begin with. He's just kind of the cackling evil genius. There wasn't much to him, so you can kind of go any direction with him. And then I like that he starts off as that, and then Sonic kind of like fucks with him so much that he turns into the freakish guy in the red jacket, the bald head, and the big mustache by the end.
Yeah,
So
because I imagine like a bomb is gonna go off and burn off his hair.
yeah, or like he like blasts him or something, or like he runs into him and like it hits him like the ball form or something and does that. Yeah. So that I didn't mind, but everything else like it's just I don't know what they're gonna do. And then even just the plot of it, doing the typical ET shit. Like I guess saw this plot in Bumblebee, which was, I mean, another example of. But they actually went back to the older designs in Bumblebee.
Yeah.
And kept it.
I didn't watch it.
I know. Well, yeah. Yesterday we had a conversation with our friend Pally J about that actually.
Oh yeah. Why I should watch Endgame? And it's because I invested so much other time watching all the other movies. I ain't gonna watch a movie just because I watched other movies. Get fucked. What? I'm not gonna watch all the Transformers movies because I watched the first 3. First 3, not even first 2. I hated all 3 of them, and I kept going.
Yeah, you watched more of those than I did. I did watch Bumblebee though, but yeah, but the whole idea is that Bumblebee has a thing where following the ET model go farther back, where it's like the alien comes to Earth and the military guys are after it, and that's what this is doing now. It's like, oh, the military has to investigate why Sonic is here, and it's just like it's so uninspired.
The whole movie is uninspired.
Yeah, very much so. It was very much like they had a pie chart and they were looking to see like what they could do or like game adaptations and what people would want in this.
I don't get why people keep doing game adaptations.
Yeah, especially if they have nothing to say. I feel
not
like
even that. They're not extremely profitable.
No, it's not extremely profitable. They haven't cracked it. I feel like one, they want to do like what comic books were. Like a comics event at one point, their movies were garbage. Yeah, so it's like it wasn't. There was like a few blips. There was Superman, Tim Burton's Batman, and then again a lot of dead air for a while, and then like the early 2000s with like and maybe late 90s like Blade and stuff and X-Men. It started picking up again, and it didn't really become a thing until 2008.
What about The Shadow?
Oh my god.
Or
the Phantom.
I was gonna say, or the Phantom.
Yeah.
Actually, Dick Tracy.
I actually like Dick Tracy.
The costumes in that were actually.
Yeah,
was that Tim Burton though?
No, it was. But I think it had like his production designer.
Yeah, because Hammerhead and fucking Dick Tracy.
Yeah.
That was a for real costume, yo.
No, I love Dick Tracy. But yeah, Dick Tracy, even that was inspired by. You can tell that had that followed the formula of Tim Burton's Batman. Like that's the thing with the film industry; it's all about trend. And right now, the whole trend is that everything is based off an IP. Like if you go to any studio, no one even wants to look for original ideas; it has to be an IP. So that's why they keep going to video game movies. So people say, okay, we have these ideas. We want to do a movie that is for kids. Okay, but what character can you use? Let's look at video game characters. Who hasn't been used before? Sonic. It's like a flow chart. So then they do that and they pick Sonic, and then okay, so now we have Sonic. What do we need to have in it? We need to have like point A, point B, point C. We need a human who can relate to them. We need a love interest for the human. We need an antagonist. Who's a big antagonist? We need the military, and it's things like that. So
because military equals bad
or bad.
We need to teach these kids. Military equal bad.
Yeah, or the thing where it's like there's one good egg in it. Like I feel like the guy who played M. Bison in the Chun-Li Street Fighter.
Okay, I was gonna say.
No, let me cross.
Raul Julia.
No, the Chun-Li Street Fighter is like some blonde guy.
Oh, the Legend of Chun-Li.
Yeah, but the guy who played him Bison is in the Sonic trailer as like some general guy, and Jim Carrey is like nobody cares to that guy.
Yeah,
so I feel
that's
like
actually pretty good Jim Carrey.
Yeah, right. So I feel like that guy will be like the guy who comes around like he's chasing, but he sees things on his side. But overall, I don't know. Like this, so going further now with all the derision that came to it, the director came out and said they're gonna fix it.
Yeah, they're gonna fix the look of Sonic. And then the most hilarious thing, someone asked the director of Detective Pikachu, "What do you think of the Sonic movie?" Yeah. And he just goes, "Oh, I saw that they're gonna fix it up. It took us 2 years to perfect our designs for our Pokemon." And he's the most subtle way to not to throw shade, but not be an ass. I wouldn't want to be them.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, like Detective Pikachu, like, I mean, it doesn't look like my thing to be honest, but it does.
Honestly, come on. Pikachu's cute.
But
Bulbasaur's
no, I have
cute.
nothing bad to say about the movie itself, and it looks like they got the character design down pat. So
Although, Justice Smith.
yeah,
Related to Will Smith?
no, he's not. No.
Okay, so he's just Danny Glovering it.
Yeah, pretty. Yeah, Danny Glover to Donald Glover thing. Yeah, yeah. No relation to Will Smith. It's only
Okay.
there's only Jaden, Willow, and then his like son who nobody ever talks about from his
The first son,
marriage. Yeah.
The forgotten one.
Yeah. So yeah, they're redesigning it. I don't know, and it's like they're not moving the release date, which is batshit crazy. So we'll see what happens. I don't know how much they can do in such a little time and how much they can fix. And apparently, there's already been some pushback from some people saying, I guess because of like the way, kind of going to the game controversy of how like they're overworking people. It's the same kind of thing. They're going to be making all these animated
Crunch.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like they should push it back.
Honestly, they could still push it back.
Yeah. They probably have to, man. Like it's.
But honestly, who here? Like I don't honestly believe anyone's doing 100 hours a week.
No, that's an exaggeration.
That's a fucking lie.
Exaggeration, yeah.
People would die at 100
Yeah.
hours a week.
Yeah.
You don't go home
No,
at 100
like
hours a week.
Yeah, like I've had days where I've had to work like 2 16-hour like shifts on one project to another, like back to back, no sleep.
Yeah.
And I nearly died from that. Like doing 100 hours of work in a week.
I used to work for 36 hours straight at that club I used to work.
Yeah.
I would be there from 8 p.m. till 8 a.m. Not the next day, the day after.
That's insane.
Because I would just sleep there.
Yeah.
But I still didn't work that much. I'd be like, okay, now I'm taking 2 days off because my body will die.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. When you do those things, like the first thing I do is just like crash once I'm like, done. Like,
and then the
working
next
like
day,
crazy.
you're still fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like you went through a marathon. It's like you got tortured. You know, your body is shaky. You can't drink liquids too quickly.
Yeah.
You know, your heart's kind of broken a little bit. Your liver's
you feel
shut
super
down.
twitchy. You feel like you're like not awake. You feel like you're in a dream or something.
If you sit up too quick, you fall back down to the sheets. You're like, oh, fucked.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know if anyone actually works for like 100-hour weeks, but also, I mean, I do get the extended work weeks, like maybe 60 or 100 hours. Like
You can't tell me that like people doing code are working harder than lawyers closing accounts for like business mergers who are running through fucking lawsuits so that two giant corporations can merge.
Yeah.
You're saying that coders, hundreds of coders,
imagine the
that?
people that when Disney bought Fox. Imagine the fucking clusterfuck that.
Yeah,
was.
imagine all the IP switch over, all the absorption of assets.
Yeah.
You're telling me that took less manpower than to make Skyrim. I think Skyrim is amazing for when it came out. It was fucked up on PS3. Not their fault. PS3 was fucked up
PS3
already.
had issues. Yeah.
But you're telling me that or Grand Theft Auto 5 took more manpower than that?
No.
No way.
I mean, it could be. I mean, I don't know. Like as it is. Like I'm neither a lawyer nor a game developer. Like, but
just
I do know that it would take a long time, and it's different, and it's a lot dealing with a lot of minutia, and like having to put a lot of focus on that minutia. But I don't know if you're gonna go through as much or it's as stressful as.
I know that they go through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But the quality of work dips down after the 12th hour.
Oh, yeah.
After the 12th hour, you're basically just getting files saved.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing touch-ups.
Yeah, after a while, it's not even effective, yeah.
You know, like, what's the point?
Yeah.
You're better off hiring a contract team to do touch-ups.
Yeah.
And letting your fucking people sleep after 15 hours.
Exactly.
You know, because there might be the odd person who sleeps on their desk. I can't say who.
Yeah, yeah. Any closing thoughts on Sonic?
This whole movie's fucked.
Oh, yeah.
Like, why can't they just do a whole CGI movie? What the fuck is the problem with it? Oops. Yo, how's your internet? I just flicked your antennas.
It should be okay, yeah.
Okay.
We're not using it anyway.
I flicked your antennas there, Thaddeus. How'd you like it? Ooh.
Do it again. All right. So,
let's do our
Yeah,
top five.
yeah.
Now,
So,
I wanna preface this.
okay.
This list was a lot harder for
Oh,
me.
really? Yeah, I guess because I guess
You
to
are
be
a
honest,
big movie
yeah,
buff.
like I watch a lot of film. Dan is not as partial to film consumption as I am.
Well, that and also you jump into it knowing, you'll watch it. I avoid shit movies like the plague. If I have a whiff of a movie being bad,
Yeah.
unless I'm forced to go and watch it.
See, I used to be like really hoity-toity with what I'd watch, but then after a while, I was like, you know what? I kind of enjoy watching bad movies too. It's kind of watching bad movies helps me appreciate what I like and it helps me know what I don't like even more.
I don't feel the same way.
Yeah.
I feel enraged every minute I sit through a movie, and I'm like, I could be living my life. I could literally be sitting in silence and staring out a window and enjoy it.
All right, so our I guess bottom five.
I don't know if it's top
Yeah,
five.
bottom five video game adaptations. We'll go from not too bad to like absolute worst.
What is salvageable to what needs
Yeah.
full rework?
And like I don't like so the way I did it too is like I made my picks, and I don't know if you just decided to go this far, but I chose how I'd want it to, or how it could have been a better movie.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah,
You told me that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
because I was like, hey, I'm having trouble with my list. I think I've only seen 4 movies.
Did you get up to 5?
I got 5.
Okay,
Yeah, I got
all
5.
right. All right, so I'll start it, and then we can go back and forth. So my number 5 is Blood Rain, originally directed by Uwe Boll. And so that one, I saw it like a few years ago, and I vaguely remember the details of it, and I never played I played the first game, just a little bit of it, so I don't know how closely it worked or how faithful it was. It seemed faithful enough, but the movie was a mess. Like, it just had really bad acting, and like some of the post production seemed to not mesh well with it. Like, there's a part where that guy who is in Reservoir Dogs, who cuts off the guy's ear, is in it, and he's drunk through the whole movie. You can tell he's visibly drunk the whole time. But he gets stabbed, and it doesn't look like he even realizes he's getting stabbed. Like, someone rams a sword in from one end of him to the other end. Spoilers, but fucking don't watch the movie.
How would you fix it?
And it's like, but he's like, you can tell he was stabbed in post, but he doesn't. He has no reaction to it. He's like staring, he's sitting there staring the entire time as one sword goes in one end, out the other.
See, this is why I don't watch these movies.
Yeah, so it was just so sloppily done, and it's like all of Uwe Boll's movies, they're generally not good. Like, the best one he ever did was Rampage, which was like
Rampage.
the one about the not the rock one, but the one about the guy in a Kevlar suit shooting people up and ranting about American politics.
Okay, I thought you were talking about the rock one.
No. Like, there's one where it's like it was like shot in Vancouver. Where it's like a guy. I don't know. It can't come out now. I don't think I'm making ones now, but it's like a guy who just hates America, and he puts on like a Kevlar suit, and he starts running around the city and shooting people up, and like talking about how fucked up the government is. And
so Hatred the movie.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, it was like, because he also did the movie Postal, but this is the better Postal movie than his Postal movie. But anyway, but Blood Rain, it was a mess. The way if Blood Rain were to work, the way I picture it being good is if it were directed by Paul Verhoeven, who did RoboCop and Basic Instinct. So I'm picturing more of a like an erotic thriller / like satirical movie with like insane violence. It probably would have nothing to do with the game or feel like anything like the game, but Paul Verhoeven would add his own kind of insanity to it to make it an interesting satirical erotic thriller. And I'd probably cast Karen Gillan as the main vampire chick in it. What I picture Paul Verhoeven doing is excessive murders. Excessive
I'm
murders.
just listening to you go on. I'm like, holy fuck.
Do you not have as much?
Well, this feels like 2 different types of homework.
Yeah, this is like being in school and you have your presentation, or you do your presentation did quickly.
I have the macaroni volcano. You brought out a drone.
So, all right. Well, now that I'm curious to see how Dan did it, so let's get to his number 5 then.
All right, my number 5, sort of a cheat.
Okay.
Because I had to mix two of them.
Okay.
Is Pixels and Silent Hill.
Okay. Why?
Now,
That's still two radically different movies too.
well, yeah, but my problem with them both is the same.
Okay.
See, Pixels. Actually, no. Let's start with the least offender. Silent Hill was actually not bad.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a great movie.
No.
But they got everything right. They got Pyramid Head right.
Mm-hmm.
They had the undead nurses. Yeah, they gender swapped the dude to be a mom.
Yeah.
But I have no problem with that.
No, of course not.
The visuals were actually really good.
Yeah.
You know, so it worked. Pixels, Sandler movie.
Yeah.
There's not much you can really do about it.
No.
Other than like destroy the whole movie and start again.
Yeah.
But really, video games coming into the real world, I don't think you can make a better movie than what we got in Pixels. So how do you fix it? Kill Sean Bean. He lived in both those fucking movies. He had to fucking die. He should have been eaten by Pac-Man and stabbed by Pyramid Head.
Well, I'd give that Macaroni Volcano an A. Like,
that's the only way to fix those movies.
Yeah.
Because they were as good as they could be.
Yeah.
They could not be any better other than destroying the movie. I did not get philosophical with this. I got literal, how the fuck could you fix it? You can't.
Okay, well, I'll tell you, I did not see that coming. I didn't see it go like that at all. Well, yeah, you're gonna get two totally different approaches to this. I can tell you that right now.
There's gonna be two separate lists. I told you we should have shared this shit. No, let's make it a secret. Let's have fun. Oh yeah,
it's fun.
It's funny.
All right, so number 4 is Max Payne. Now,
see, I was gonna choose this, and I was like, no. I have a feeling Thaddeus watched this one.
Yeah. So Max Payne was made a few years ago, and it starred Mark Wahlberg as Max Payne. It was just, I don't know what they did with that. They
wanted to do the slow motion jump shows.
They didn't really do too much of that, in all honesty.
But that's like 50% of
That's
the
the main
game.
thing, and that's kind of where, that's part of what I'd be saying to fix when I get to that part. But a lot of it, they went to this crazy angle where, because in the game there is this drug called Valkyr that it's like.
Did his wife and daughter get pulled to hell or something like that?
No. They get in the movie.
Or no, in the video game.
In the game, no, they get killed.
Like, they get killed.
Yeah, but they get killed, and it's like you have a lot. He has a lot of these abstract like nightmares that kind of like do that.
Like where like the scene goes all black and you're like walking on a tightrope.
Yeah, it's or it's like sand or something. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that, and you can jump super high and run slow. So there is stuff like that in the game, but the death is literal, and the world itself is there's like kind of surreal element to like the whole Norse mythology, and the characters are named after Norse characters and things like that. But the game is overall grounded, but the movie adds this whole thing where when people are on Valkyr, they have like actual like Valkyries come in and fly and pick you up, and you get wings and all this crazy shit. So that was an issue too, and then just it had poor execution. Like Mark Wahlberg wasn't a convincing Max Payne. Ludacris played a detective, and he was not a
Luda.
Yeah, Ludacris like played a detective in the game, was like an old white dude, but in the movie is Ludacris.
He's walking there, stand up.
Yeah, in like Inspector Gadget coat and all that. Just it didn't work at all. And if they tried sequel baiting it, but we never got a sequel, of course. But I don't know. Like,
how would you fix it?
Yeah, so how I'd fix it now is I'd have Zack Snyder direct it. Now, Zack Snyder isn't my favorite director, and he like kind of ruined the DC franchise. But I feel like this would actually work for him because he's got a hard on for slow motion, and it's all like Max Payne's one of key features was the slow motion, and he likes having the whole hard-boiled kind of world, bleak color palettes and all that.
Basically, Watchmen in the very much Watchmen style.
I could see it really working for him. It's a very stylish game. He could go to town with having the hyper stylization.
Yeah.
And then there would be like and he likes the slow motion blood splatters, hyper violence, and everything like that. So I could see it really working for him. And he also likes to recreate comic panels. And the game's story scenes were all graphic novel style comics. So he'd go to town with recreating the comic panels in that. As for who I'd want to play Max Payne, it was kind of a hard decision. I was thinking either David Boreanaz or Michael C. Hall, who played Dexter. Michael C. Hall could work because he has like the whole, he could do the whole hard boiled narration thing and all that. So that's who I pick. Now I want to hear your number 4.
Okay, one more thing though. I was surprised you didn't say Frank Miller as the director.
Nah,
What? He did so good in Sin City.
okay. Well, with Sin City, he collaborated with
Quentin Tarantino,
Robert
Robert
Rodriguez mostly. Quentin Tarantino did one scene in the first Sin City, but when Frank Miller was left on his own, he did The Spirit.
That is true.
That was his, that's what he did, and that was
Robert Rodriguez.
maybe, but yeah, even Robert Rodriguez is hit or miss with me. I mean, Zack Snyder's not that great either, but I feel like this is a bit more in his wheelhouse.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Number 4. All right, this one would require a lot of upheaval. Dungeons and Dragons.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh. Now, most of you might not remember this one because this one fucking died. This came out a year before Lord of the Rings. That's how smashed this movie got. Yeah. This movie got beat up. It was bad. The dwarf looked like... He didn't even look like a dwarf. He looked like a red-headed, tiny Viking. Like he wasn't portly. Nothing about him looked like a dwarf. And he was weird. He looked like he was tripping on acid the whole movie. Right?
Yeah.
He was a berserker. We had Marlon Wayans
your favorite
as
actor,
the thief.
apparently, though.
You know, clapping his hands, talking about how he's doing dodge rolls. This was a bad movie. So the only way you could really fix it is throughout the movie, it was supposed to be an action comedy.
Yeah.
No one came to Dungeons and Dragons for the comedy.
No.
Make it an actual action adventure movie. Right?
Do what Warcraft tried to do.
No, don't do what Warcraft did.
Not did, but tried to do.
And also, it was done, what, like 98?
Yeah.
No, wait,
like
no.
90s.
It was 2000.
2000, really.
It was 2000 because Lord of the Rings came out in 2001.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Don't do CGI dragons yet. You don't have the ability. You didn't put the money into it. Don't do it. I know the name is Dungeons and Dragons. Don't have a fucking dragon.
No.
Fight a troll or something.
Dungeons and Trolls.
Like, really. They could have just had, like, dragon bones.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, we're stealing the treasure from a dead dragon's lair. You know?
Yeah, that'd be enough of a pass. Like, you understand, like, Game of Thrones, even its first season, they didn't really have dragons because they didn't have the budget. Do a decent first movie, then get the sequel, then they give you more money for that, then you have all that.
Yeah, because you know what? You can have a silly character in an action movie, like Chris Tucker in Rush Hour.
Yeah.
But you can't have everyone being
a
hilarious stereotype of what some board member thinks people will like.
Yeah.
Like, the fucking dwarf was so egregious. A drunk, angry guy whose only purpose is to be angry and ineffectual as a fighter.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the worst take on Wolverine ever. And then Marlon Wayans.
Marlon Wayans. The only thing he's ever really been decent in is Requiem for a Dream.
What are you talking about?
Oh, no.
Wayans Bros TV show.
Okay, that was fine. Yeah, fine. But that's a comedy show to begin with.
And Scary Movie 1 and 2.
Okay.
Actually, no. He wasn't even good in Scary Movie 1 and 2. He was just there.
Yeah.
I would say his brother did more in Scary Movie 1 and 2. He was actually
when he played the ambiguously gay football player.
Because he was hilarious.
Yeah.
You know, he dressed his girl up like a football player.
And
Ray, take it, Ray.
And okay, so that it for your number 4?
Yeah.
Okay, so number 3, Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Now, the first one wasn't perfect, but at least it was kind of passable. The second one, I don't know what happened. It had the quality of a porn parody. Like, Aztec's Legends had higher production value than Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
I've never seen all of... I told you this. I've never actually seen Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
It looks so bad. Like, just in terms of it's like the sky is like has like this terrible kind of compositing effect on it, and you can like sometimes you can see like the lines around people's heads.
Oh, for the green screen?
Yeah, there's like poorly keyed into it. The costumes look super cheap. The dialogue is atrocious. They shoehorn in there as many characters as they could, but they don't really serve any purpose. So that was a disaster. So how I'd fix it is it would be you'd have to do a whole reboot because I mean even the games have rebooted themselves, so you have something to work with. So base it off of the first of this whole reboot series, and I'd have Lexi Alexander direct it. Lexi Alexander, if you don't know, is directed Punisher Warzone.
Oh yeah.
So like that movie, it had the
Was that the one where he backflips over an RPG?
Yeah, and he gets back and gets shot by an RPG. Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen that
yeah,
clip.
that movie is amazing. I don't know how popular it is. I feel like it didn't.
It's not popular.
No, it didn't do well at all. But I fucking love it. It's my favorite Marvel movie. I'll go as far as saying Punisher Warzone is my favorite Marvel movie. So
Better than Iron Man.
yes, to me, yes. Better than okay. Well, I guess okay. Spider-Man Into Spider-Verse is my favorite. Like
Okay.
legit. Okay.
Whoa. More than Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
I don't even like those. I don't
No.
even like those. So, yeah. So Punisher Warzone is my favorite Marvel movie, like live action Marvel movie. I should say. It's like to me, I feel like it's a comedy. It's a dark comedy, and not necessarily something supposed to be taken seriously. Like it's like a parody of like 80s vigilante movies, like Death Wish crossed with Dick Tracy.
Oof.
So anyway, I feel like the style that Lexi Alexander brought to it, the kind of dark but colorful visuals and over the top extreme violence played in a comic way would work with Mortal Kombat. Because you look at the Mortal Kombat's now, the violence is really comical. It's not meant for shock. It's meant for almost like it's like Story of Ricky. It's over the top, humorous, crazy, shocking deaths.
It's more of like I dare you to animate this ridiculous shit.
Exactly. Like they go so.
They had testicles get punched and explode.
Yeah. So it's played for absurdity. So I feel like if Lexi Alexander came on board and then fully embraced that, we could get some crazy shit, and it would be probably one of the funniest movies.
Actually, wait. I have a question about that because I didn't play a lot too much of Mortal Kombat 10.
Okay.
What if they did that move on a girl? Does her uterus blow?
I can't remember. I know in the older ones,
Or
if
just,
he like when Johnny Cage did the splits, he would just go like, huh? He just split, but he wouldn't punch because there's nothing to hit.
yeah.
I don't know. I think that might still be the case. I didn't really use Johnny Cage, but
Also, they stopped fucking Johnny Cage from using the OK symbol.
Oh,
I told you that.
Yeah,
in the Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah,
because of the white power fucking thing.
Oh
so man.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Like, come on. Well, first of all, okay, I'm not gonna sidetrack you, but that's just
yeah.
ridiculous.
That's all I have to say. Like the way I'd love to see them go in that direction with Mortal Kombat, a live action movie in general. It wouldn't be a remake of Annihilation or just a reboot of the whole series. Okay, so yeah, here are your number 3.
My number 3 is gonna have to be Resident Evil. Because it requires a whole
series.
overhaul.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I agree with that. Definitely.
Give us an actual Resident Evil movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Wonder Woman fighting zombies.
Yeah, I don't know why the fuck they did that. It's always
that's the only reason it got away. That's the only reason why it had some of the sequels is because it didn't do the movie.
Yeah.
I'm not saying do the story from Resident Evil. I'm saying do what you did in Outbreak. Choose 5 people. Basically do Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
But placed in Resident Evil. And then you can have someone be like, oh my god, we should go to the police department and recreate those areas without the main characters.
Yeah.
You don't need your Chris Redfield. You don't need your Jill Valentine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although, because we have the CGI cartoons for that.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I saw Leon ducking and dipping and diving in that movie, I was like, holy shit. This is the guy who almost got bit at a gas station. How did he become a super soldier?
Well, I mean, in the games, they all kind of superhuman anyway.
Yes.
Like Chris could punch boulders and walk in a volcano like it was nothing.
Yeah. Wow. Have you also noticed that Leon has slowly turned closer and closer to looking like Dante?
Yeah, I just noticed that actually.
He looks like brown hair Dante.
Well, I mean, the overall look of DMC and Resident Evil is very similar because
DMC was supposed to be
in the universe,
Resident
a Resident Evil game, and apparently they're in the same universe or something like that.
And then one other thing, never, ever try to make Tyrant. He looked like shit. He was a dude in a trench coat. What the fuck? Just go with T-Virus Monster or G-Virus Monster. What the fuck? No, sorry, not Tyrant. Who the fuck is he?
Nemesis?
Nemesis.
Yeah.
Don't ever make Nemesis.
Yeah.
Tyrant you can do.
Yeah.
Because he looks like a monster.
Yeah.
But fucking Nemesis, he looked like fucking Men in Black, but with the Hulk underneath. What was his name?
Vincent D'Onofrio's character?
No, remember when the Hulk, I don't know if you actually read the comics this time, when the Hulk remained the Hulk, but he was smart.
Professor Hulk or something like that. Or Mr. Something
he was like Mr. Fixer or something like that.
Yeah.
And he would dress it, he went to Vegas, he had a girlfriend, and he would wear suits.
Yeah.
And he was just like a hitman for the mob.
Yeah. So is that how you would fix Resident Evil overall?
Honestly, I don't think you could fix that one.
No.
Honestly, it should have been more. You know what? It's a scientist. They're from the fucking Resident Evil lab.
Yeah.
You know what? They're running for the dogs. They're found zombies. Oh, we have a gun.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god. Why the fuck are there traps? Well, they were there for the catching the zombies.
Yeah.
You know, it could be that.
Yeah.
And you could have had them just, now we just gotta join up with whatever that organization Leon's or Chris is a part of.
Yeah.
The BioWare fucking shit.
Yeah.
And now all they're doing is they're not trying to heal the zombies. They're just looking to kill them.
Yeah.
Then you go fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd watch it. All right. So my number 2 is Double Dragon.
Oof.
That was one of the worst.
I knew you were going to choose this. I fucking knew.
Why? What made you
we talked about Double Dragon before.
I guess you know. Well, that went way up. Okay.
How'd it go up on yours?
I don't know. Yeah.
Did I shout into your mic?
I don't know what happened there. All right, but yeah. So, Double Dragon though, it's probably one of the worst I've ever seen. Because I can't even remember what happened to it. It was just like every cheesy aspect of '90s movies was just incorporated in it. It had like weird character design. Like I remember a Bobo was like a big like turd man or something.
He was made out of literal shit.
Yeah, it was like a big...
He looked like what's that guy from the Goonies?
Oh yeah, Chunk? No, Chunk is a fat kid.
Chunk was the fat kid.
Yeah. Okay, I know who you're talking about.
The pirate.
Yeah, the brother who they chained up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, he looked like that, but the worst. He looked like that guy, like, if they, like...
Mixed with the Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah, mixed with the Garbage Pail Kids and, like just shut up with, like, Venom or something.
Like if they tried to make Bane out of that guy.
Exactly. So that one again, it's another thing where I can't even remember the plot of it.
Honestly, I don't remember anything but the ending scene.
I remember I can recall scenes and imagery of it, but it's like a fever dream. It was just like crazy shit. It's like when you have like a crazy ass dream, you wake up and you try explaining what happened, and it's like, wait, I can't fucking explain it. Like it's just.
But here's the thing. One of them had the power to fight really well.
Yeah, they had powers.
And then the other one didn't get his power to the last second.
Yeah. And
someone got short-shifted, man.
And the thing was like, it was like the guy from Party of Five and Mark Dacascos, I think is his name.
The Asian guy?
Yeah. He's like Iron Chef host or something now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, so like they're the brothers somehow.
He's the Crow.
Yeah, the Crow from the TV show, exactly. So like they were like the brothers, and then it was like the villain Shadow Master. They took the model from Mario, where Shadow Master was just a businessman, but it was like the guy from the T-1000 or whatever from Terminator.
Yes.
And it was like, man, it's like I'm struggling to recall. Like I can't even like put it into words what the movie was.
I can only remember the end where the guy shadow formed into the other guy.
Right, fucking hell.
And made him say a whole bunch of stupid shit.
Yeah.
And confess to a crime.
That's right.
I think I repressed those memories because my heart couldn't take it.
It's traumatic. Like it was
I don't know how you fix this.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So how I fix it is, I mean, again, by fixing me, it's like it's got to be a whole new movie altogether. So, like, I picture it if it were to be made now, it'd be by Adam Wingard, who he's directed movies like The Guest, but also less famously, he did the Death Note remake or American reboot. But with him, he has like this kind of sensibility where he's really fascinated with like recreating the '80s. Like he loves that kind of neon color palette and having a lot of like synth wave type music thrown in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of picture it as being like an '80s kind of like pastiche film where it has like a lot of cheesy cliches and like colorful costumes, but then also but played up with more violence. So I picture it as what were you gonna say?
I think what you got to go for is like, remember the Warriors?
Wait, you're not talking about a warrior. Okay, yeah,
That's the kind of movie you gotta
exactly,
have it.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly, the Warriors crossed with Big Trouble in Little China.
Yes.
So if they did that, that'd be the perfect one.
Because like the Warriors story is where they're just trying to get from point A to point B,
exactly,
and they just get into fights.
Exactly.
But you have to have that weirdness.
Yeah, you need a bit of the supernatural. Like I think the movie went way too far with the weirdness. Surprisingly, like I love weird shit, and I'll say that the '90s movie of Double Dragon went too far with the weirdness. So I think
you need like what was that Far Cry?
Uwe Boll one. And yeah, Blood Dragon. Right?
The Blood Dragon.
Yeah.
That's the kind of weirdness
exactly.
you need.
Yeah, exactly.
You need neon lights and.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Why Adam Wingard would be good for, because he's good at that kind of stuff. Again, Death Note was a bit of a mismatch with him, but everything else has been maybe not the Blair Witch remake, but he has a certain kind of he has a certain sensibility that would lend itself well to this kind of movie. And as for who I'd cast as the twins, probably Cole and Dylan Sprouse. And with Cole and Dylan Sprouse now, get this. Because they played one character, but they were in Big Daddy.
Yes.
This can be connected to the Sandlerverse.
No.
Yes.
Never connected to the Sandlerverse.
Why not?
The Sandlerverse has to remain a secret.
If you make it a Happy Madison production, then we can say Adam Sandler as a Shadow Master.
No, man. You got to go like full... It's 2019, Thaddeus. The guys from Double Dragon have to be black.
Honestly...
Put Michael B. Jordan as one.
Okay.
And then, I don't know who the fuck else. The guy who played Billy in Power Rangers.
That's a mismatch.
You need someone who's... Like, you could... Because, let's be honest... Double Dragon, there was the same character, just with the colors.
Okay, how about this? Michael B. Jordan and the guy from Star Wars.
Oh, no. Just at least throw Danny Glover into it.
Donald Glover? Okay, Donald Glover and Lakeith Stanfield. Make it an Atlanta reunion.
Okay.
And this is now a soft reboot.
We'll call it Double Dragon Neon.
Yeah.
The game.
This is a Dan and Thaddeus collaboration, a Bithead production. So this one now, Lakeith Stanfield and Donald Glover, directed by Hiro Murai, who directs directs a lot of Atlanta episodes.
Yes.
So make it that.
Oh my god. The soundtrack would be baller.
Yeah, amazing. Have Donald Glover have a Childish Gambino soundtrack.
Yep.
So there you go. We have two versions, two for the price of one. Two versions. We have them both come out side by side to see which one does best.
Donald Glover doesn't even do any fighting.
No,
he just does the dances.
He dances. He just
does the dances.
He dances and dodges.
He's like Zach from Power Rangers.
Yeah.
What was it? Rap Foo?
Yeah. Is that Capiera?
No, he did like
hip hop kung fu. He actually called it hip rap foo. Okay.
Or you hear like hip hop foo or something like that. It was bad. That was like, oof. That was black exploitation in the 90s.
Oh man, they had the fucking black ranger as a black guy, and Asian girl was the yellow ranger.
And the Italian has the red one.
Yeah, or like some kind of not waspy white guy as the red ranger. That was something.
Right.
But so that's my number 2.
That was your number 2. Wow.
Yeah, so number 1, it's surprisingly worse.
Oh.
A worse experience. I mean, Double Dragon. That one is a traumatic one for me. Like even recalling it, it was a struggle. So you'll be surprised to see what one is. What's your number 2?
See, my number 2, I did this a little weird because this is actually the actual least egregious one.
Okay.
But it's the most iconic one.
Right.
You know what it's coming to.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Street Fighter.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Why?
I thought you were going to say Mario, but all right.
No. Please. Please. Street Fighter. because there's a lot good about the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Raul Julia
Uh-huh.
as that Bison. I don't think anyone else could pull off the script.
No,
Right?
he was great. He was great in it. See, the thing is, a Street Fighter. I mean, again,
What the hell are you gonna do for it?
Yeah, I didn't like it was. I didn't hate it. I mean, I didn't think it was good, but it definitely got a couple things wrong. But it got
exactly. It got a couple
it
things
was,
wrong.
it was on. It was on the right track.
It was on the right track. You just needed someone else doing the makeup and someone else doing the hiring, because they spent all their budget on Raul Julia and Jean-Claude Van Damme.
And that's okay. That's an area there. Miscast of Jean-Claude Van Damme.
No.
Fucking Belgian guy as the all-American hero.
No, Thaddeus. Okay. You need to keep Jean-Claude Van Damme. Him and Raul Julia were actually the best parts of that movie.
But not as Guile.
No, as Guile.
Okay.
Because you know what?
All right.
Come on. It was so bad that it's good.
There's that.
Right?
Okay.
It's a Street Fighter movie.
I thought we were fixing the movie, but...
No, this doesn't need to be fixed. Okay, Kylie Minogue as Cammy? Yes,
good. No, that was
I'm
fine.
happy with that. Right? But who do you need to recast? First and foremost, E. Honda. Why is he Hawaiian?
Yeah.
Okay, fuck that.
Yeah.
Ryu and Ken.
Yeah.
Ryu and Ken, they didn't look like they fought.
No.
They were what, smugglers?
Yeah, that's right. They were
like, smugglers.
The
Or
black market, yeah. And
right?
Because Sagat was like
okay.
other like black market dealer.
Again, Sagat. That guy's Indian. Sagat's supposed to be a Vietnamese. Or,
I just forgot about that.
Not Vietnamese. He's supposed to be Thai.
Thai, yeah.
Right? The guy they got was an Indian dude.
I didn't even realize that.
They're just like, yeah, he's bald. Let's put an eye patch on him.
Yeah, that passes.
And he's way too soft looking.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah. You know, the guy who looks like when you kick you can knock the fuck out of you with a kick.
Dalsim needs to be recast.
Yeah.
Because he was a soft looking old, like, you didn't want to hurt Dalsim.
No.
You know, he was just an old Indian dude, chilling, stretchy legs.
Yeah.
You know, who else do we need to recast? What the fuck is that Russian dude's name? Zangief. Wasn't bad because it was a 90s movie, but in today's market, that would never fly.
No, I guess not.
You'd have to get at least someone better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then...
I think he was like a wrestler, or he's like a guy who wasn't actually an actor.
No, he wasn't.
He's like he's like a body double or something in movies, but yeah.
And we have to talk about this.
Okay, we got to get DJ as well.
I was gonna say
Corey Coleman's doppelganger isn't a good enough.
We cut out DJ and T-Hawk.
Yeah. And DJ wasn't even like a fighter. He was like a tech guy or something. Right?
He was just a minion.
Yeah.
He's like stealing money at the end.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, god damn it, DJ. And who was that captain?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Captain Kawasumi or something.
Yeah, there's some weird shit.
Get these fuckers out.
And I don't think they should have even had. I mean,
like, we didn't even need Balrog.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, he's a fucking boxer.
Yeah.
Unless he got into an underground fist fight with them.
Yeah. Why
is he at the end?
Well, he is one of M. Bison's goons, I guess, or...
Yeah, but he fought with fucking boxing gloves.
Yeah.
That's why I said, if he was there in the beginning, and it was like, oh, you have to, before you can see M. Bison, you got to participate in this underground match. Makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, kind of, I guess.
Makes a little bit more sense than, well, this guy is going to fight people with machine guns with boxing gloves. That makes no sense.
I don't mind that absurdity and all.
No, I do. Okay. I got problems with it. We already have Raul Julia flying with the power of electricity.
Yeah.
You know? Who else needs to be axed in this movie? I've been saving this one for the end.
Okay.
Blanca.
He was like, I remember he was like a project or something. Like he was like a Frankenstein monster kind of thing.
Yeah. Which, kinda... Like, because the story of Blanc is that,
like an accident or something.
He got shipwrecked and then he was raised by the eels.
Yeah, something crazy.
And that's why he has the electricity. Yeah. But in the movie, it's like they were trying to merge an electric eel with a human to make a superhuman.
Yeah.
Which, why of all things was it an eel? The strong eel? Not like T-Rex bones or some shit? Yeah. Not like Armadillo Man? Not even like a spider?
No.
It's not even a spider.
Yeah, that's weird shit.
That all needs to go. Okay? Fix that shit up. Fire the original makeup designers. Yeah. Fire the original casting director who did it, who was in charge of everyone but Kylie Minogue, Van Damme, and Raul
Yeah.
Julia. But one thing you do need to keep, and I am so serious about this, at the end, when they all do their win pose, that shit needs to stay. For no reason. They're just out in the middle of the forest, and they all do their win poses. Whoever thought of an idea like that, fucking brilliant. That and Van Damme's speech before they take over the base.
Yeah.
No, he can't even pronounce that shit. We'll get Van Damme now.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm pretty sure he'd be affordable.
Jean-Claude Van Johnson.
Yeah.
But if we did have to go with someone new, I'll play the game with you. Daniel Craig.
No, I'd have said Channing Tatum as Guile.
No, Channing Tatum couldn't be Guile.
Why not?
Because Channing Tatum would be Ken.
Ken? No,
Yeah.
I feel like he's too like Channing Tatum's more sellable as a military guy. Like he was in those like mediocre GI Joe.
Yeah, but
movies
he's
already,
so funny. He has to be Ken.
like I guess Kyle. I mean, Guile is more of a serious guy, right?
Yeah,
More,
that's why I said Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
He's got to be a little bit older than Ryu and Ken,
okay.
but Daniel Craig can still kick some ass.
Well, I feel like you should get a real American this time around. Like Daniel Craig's British. Like get an American guy. Like it's
No, we're going Spider-Man style.
okay.
All the best ones are from Britain. You know what? Hell, if we have Balrog, Idris Elba.
Get Mike Tyson himself, man. Just get Mike Tyson.
Just get Mike Tyson.
Like he's a knockoff Mike Tyson. Just get Mike Tyson. Like you don't need too much of a performance out of him. And he has been in movies like
What, The Hangover?
Yeah. So just get Mike
Or
Tyson.
Mike Tyson Adventures.
Yeah. Mysteries.
Oh, yeah.
Number 1, so this is going to be something, is Street Fighter, the Chun-Li story or whatever, Chun-Li legend.
Oh.
So that's why I was like, oh shit, you got a bit of bleed over. But it's fair enough. They're different movies.
Very different
movies, but I mean, it kind of has the same approach because they just
Lana!
Other thing about me is that when I was a teenager, I had a huge crush on Kristen Krieg. But I'll still say she was miscast as Chun-Li. I guess they needed they were scared to cast a full Asian actress. They needed
I don't think she's not even Asian.
No,
though,
she's Chinese and Dutch.
Oh,
but
I thought she was like native.
No, she's Chinese and Dutch. So they got someone who's half Chinese. Because they couldn't commit to full Chinese. They had to get someone who's like at least part white.
They're worried about those R's and L's sounding, eh?
Something like that. So I mean, that movie was another thing where it had the Sonic approach where they're going more for realism, like where the Street Fighter we were just talking about had that cartoonish aspect to it. This one was trying to be realistic, was trying to be more like Nolanized, and it was a disaster. I remember the one thing they had was that M. Bison was born as an Asian baby, but he turned into a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy when he was an adult, and he's just a guy in a suit. And like they had like one of like the Black Eyed Peas as Vega.
The Asian guy?
Yeah, like the part Filipino. He's like
he's all Filipino.
All Filipino. Okay, yeah, that guy was Vega.
Well, unless you're talking about the one with the mohawk, because he's Filipino and black. Right. Point out to the Black Eyed Pea.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, the guy in the middle. This guy here.
No, he's all Filipino.
Okay, he is okay.
The other black guy who's not will.i.am is half Filipino.
Okay, that's what it is. Yeah, so that guy was what I was talking about. But the story was just really convoluted and had terrible production value as well. Like there's a part where Chun-Li does a Hadouken, and it's like something I could do in 10 seconds in After Effects. Like they just had no imagination to it at all. So what I would do for it now is, if I were to have it done, I have it directed by Stephen Chow. And I'd probably, to generate press, I'd kind of pull Sonic. I'd announce Scarlett Johansson as Chun-Li.
What?
Cause an outrage. So I'd cast Jamie Chung as Chun-Li. And then I'd have Stephen Chow direct it and make it this over-the-top, crazy action, just like in the game where like people move in unnatural ways. And like have like the kind of like exaggerated feature when they get hit, like their eyes kind of like bulge when they get hit and everything. Because Street Fighter, I mean, especially when you look at the later ones, it's kind of cartoony. Like it's not deathly serious or anything.
You also have to have Ryu do a cameo.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, and yeah, it would be a thing where like I'd probably still make Chun Li the main protagonist, and it'd be like a cinematic universe thing where like each one would have their own kind of main story. Each one would be a protagonist, or not every character, but like we'd have a movie where like a few of the original characters would be the leads. So it's the core eight you started with, and like
Yeah, the core 8. Well,
yeah.
you don't even need the core 8. You need the core 4.
Who are your core four? Ken, Ryu,
Ken and
Chun-Li,
Ryu, Chun-Li,
and who's the fourth?
Guile.
Guile. Okay.
Because Blanca, he's
Yeah.
a side story character.
Yeah.
Same with E Honda.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Zangief, side story
Yeah.
character.
Well, Zangief would always be
Actually,
lackey kind of character. Yeah.
Zangief, like if you did like a Sin City mini thing, then you could have a Zangief story.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. That's another good idea actually. Make it more like an anthology kind of thing, like Sin City.
Like do 2 anthologies. That way you get the cinematic universe.
Yeah.
They did this with a manga called Dogs.
Okay.
Bullets and Carnage.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's a Korean one, so it's a manhwa.
Oh.
But yeah, they did that where they introduced all 4 main characters in their own like pre-series comic manga chapters, and then brought them all together to kind of intertwine them, and it worked out wonderfully because they knew that some of them, they couldn't have a full book on them.
Yeah.
So they had a chapter on them.
Absolutely.
But yeah, if you did small interstitials, you could get a Dulcie movie out there.
Yeah, it could definitely do that.
You could get an E Honda.
There was a YouTube miniseries kind of like that a while back.
Yes, there was.
Yeah. And it wasn't terrible. It was entertaining for what it was with its low budget, but it wasn't obviously if you put it on the scale of something that's a theatrical release movie, obviously
something that costs $2,000 is not to say that something
exactly.
costs.
So you watch it as that, I was like, that's entertaining. But,
yeah,
so
like kind of like that. Have you ever seen that Nightwing on YouTube?
No, actually,
it's not great, but it's better than Titans.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, and I think that it's another thing like Mortal Kombat, same kind of thing. There's like a Mortal Kombat where like Sonya was like a cop or something. I don't know.
Although I will say I'm not a huge fan of those verses or death battles.
Oh, the epic wrath battles?
No, not epic wrath. Like the video game death battles.
Things, yeah.
But anytime they get Tommy from the Power Rangers, it's a good one.
Does the guy come in or something?
Yeah, he always comes in.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Well, because he's repping White Ranger till he dies.
No, that's it. Yeah, he's made a whole career out of it. Like he always just anywhere
where he was on what, like 9 seasons?
Yeah,
of Power Rangers.
Yeah, he's owned it. Which ain't good on him.
Like fuck, he knew.
Yeah, like everyone else moved on. Like actually, I worked on a project directed by the Pink Ranger. Like she's, I guess, Canadian now, or like Canadian citizenship.
I think she was always a Canadian. Like,
no, I think she's American, but I think she got Canadian citizenship.
Because she was in a couple of TV shows.
Yeah,
she was a cop in one.
Yeah, like I think she was in Felicity or something. But yeah, she's here. I remember working on a project and said director Amy Jo Johnson. Like, oh, that's a familiar name. And then she was just like walking around on set. I was like, oh, the Pink Ranger. Then she like shook my hand, like, oh my god, it's the Pink Ranger. I was like, oh, nice to meet you. So
did you get a signed Pink Ranger shirt?
No, like I didn't want to like bring it up and like, hey, you're the Pink Ranger. It's kind of like acted like I didn't know who she was.
I love your body of work.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and then it's like So after there, she would probably do it too.
That's all you say is I'm a huge fan of you.
Yeah,
I'm a huge fan. Kind of like Columbo.
Yeah,
my wife's a huge fan. One more thing. I fucking love Columbo.
Yeah,
I love Columbo.
Right. So I guess we've worked out how between our number 2 and number 1, we have enough in there for how we fix the Street Fighter film franchise. So
all right, time
now
for
Dan's number 1.
This is the definitive bad video game movie.
Okay.
You knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Super Mario Brothers.
There we go.
How do you fix it?
Well,
and I'm going by
a caveat. They are making a new movie. It's all
CG.
Yeah, all CG. But I have no high hopes for it because it's by Illumination, who did shit like Despicable Me and Secret Life of Pets and The New Grid.
See,
so their movies are all toothless. But go on.
They need the guys. They need not CG. They need the people who did fucking. What was that? QB? No. The claymation one.
Leica or something, right?
The one that's on Netflix right now, where he goes to fight his dad's armor.
Oh, Kubo, yeah, yeah. So
Kubo, the nine lives.
that's Leica, yeah.
Yeah, they need them because they're good.
So you would do it stop motion?
No, I would not. I would keep the original actors.
Okay. Well, Bob Hoskins has passed.
I know. Rip.
All right.
Rip and pepperoni, bro.
I watched Who Framed Roger Rabbit that day.
Ah, good thing you mentioned that. Because I even wrote, you're Roger Rabbit, the motherfucker.
Okay, interesting.
Because that way Goombas look like Goombas. Yeah. Toad doesn't look like a dinosaur.
Yeah.
You have a proper Yoshi.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the only way.
Yeah.
It is. And you can still do the Roger Rabbit ending where the businessman rips his skin off and it's Bowser.
Yeah, that would be a good twist.
Right?
Yeah. Did he turn into a dinosaur in the movie, though? I can't remember.
He had dinosaur features.
Yeah, he had like the lizard tongue and all, but I thought at the end he turned into something.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because that's the only way you could get it.
Yeah.
And fuck the robot boots.
Ugh,
Leave that for G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
When I saw that, G.I. Joe, I go, did they just repurpose the Mario boots?
Those the Halo suits.
Oh my god. So yeah, like that's the only way you could really fix it.
Yeah.
Was it Luis Guzman or whatever? No,
John Leguizamo.
John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
Luis Guzman is someone different.
Yeah. Another Hispanic actor.
Yeah.
That's about it.
But yeah, John Leguizamo, yeah, he could still be Luigi. You know, he's the pest.
Well, yeah. So you'd still cast him as Luigi.
No, because I'm thinking, how could I go back in time?
Okay.
And
so you're fixing it that way as opposed to just doing.
Yeah,
fixing. You have a clean slate. You can.
The damage has been done on Mario.
So your approach is they've already cast it. They've fired the directors, and now you've come in.
I'm time lording this one.
Okay.
Like Jax.
Okay. woke Mario. Okay.
You know, I could make my life better, but everyone else deserves a good Mario movie.
They do.
So I come in there. I'm like, no, you gotta get your fucking your Warner Brothers out. Get the cartoons in there, so that you have the colorful world. You have, although I don't remember who played Peach.
It was Samantha Mathis. She was in American Psycho as like his side girl.
You need someone better to play Peach, though.
Yeah.
What year was it? Like 92?
92, I believe. Yeah, 92 or 93.
Well, then in that case, you get Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
Because she was hot.
Yeah. Catwoman era,
yeah. Yeah. Or, actually, she's got to be tall. Well, I think everyone was kind of taller than Bob House.
Yeah.
Or Nicole Kidman.
I was going to say Nicole Kidman myself.
Because she's tall.
Yeah,
she's
I was going to say Nicole Kidman.
You know.
Yeah. So with that, though, I'd cast Tom Cruise as Mario.
What?
They're married and at the time.
No.
Or they met in the 90s. I don't know if they're.
Okay.
And he's a short guy. He's short.
No.
He likes doing stunts. He likes doing and he's probably so committed that he would have gained the weight for the role.
No. If we're gonna change characters.
Okay.
I like Bob Hoskins.
No, honestly he fit. He did look the role.
Otherwise, you get Danny DeVito.
Yes.
And Arnold Schwarzenegger as Luigi.
Okay, that would be totally miscast, but it would be awesome at the same time.
Here's the thing, because then it's like whenever Mario can't do something, Luigi fixes it. It'll be like twins.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But no one gives a shit about Luigi.
Yeah, honestly, I hate the idea, but I love it at the same time.
Or you get, fuck, what's his name? Batman.
Which one?
The original, the real Batman. Michael Keaton as Luigi.
Yeah.
Because if you see him in Multiplicity, he's funny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was originally a comedic actor.
Yeah. Or Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks has to be Luigi for sure.
You know, Tom Hanks as Luigi?
Yeah, Tom Hanks as Luigi. That would have been perfect. Man, I'm liking this more and more.
Danny DeVito.
As Mario. Or Joe Pesci. Or, no, Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern as Mario and Luigi. So they right off the Home Alone fame.
Yeah.
So that's Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern as Mario and Luigi.
Oh my god.
They already got the physical comedy down too.
The Sticky Brothers.
Yeah, the Wet Bandits or Sticky Bandits.
The Sticky Bandits.
Yeah, I'd watch that. Would you keep the same plot line though, where they tried making it that weird shit like dinosaurs live under the world and in their world
No, they get pulled into a toilet and they just end up in the Peach Kingdom or the Mushroom or the Toadstool Kingdom.
So it'd be kind of more like the cartoon in the 90s.
Yeah, because really, it doesn't need to make sense.
And you'd have to have that song in there too. Do the Mario.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's like they're gonna show back up in the real world, and Vanilla Ice will be rapping on stage. And they'll be like, "Do the Mario, swing your hands from side to side."
You know what, Dan? You got to get into the film industry. You got to get into the film industry.
Come on, you know that would actually be not the worst movie ever made.
No, I mean it would.
It would definitely be panned.
Yeah, it would be off the mark, but it would be entertaining. It would be a cult classic.
It would be Street Fighter level good.
Yeah, you'd be the king of cult classics.
I'm not aiming to be anything great.
You'd be the misunderstood genius. Like, you'd be the thing where people would pan it, and then 20 years later, people would come in and be like, it's actually brilliant what they were trying to go for.
No, I don't even want that. I just want it. They're like, this movie's terrible, but then you realize every meme will be from that movie. There will be like 5 memes. It will be part of pop culture, but a terrible part. Because like I said, they don't make memes out of good things.
No.
Like the memes that are made out of like Avengers and shit, that shit doesn't last. The closest they ever got was the Thanos snap.
Yeah.
And that lasted for what? A month?
Yeah, it lasted a good while. Like the fading.
Yeah, it lasted like a month though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good things that are memes don't last.
Yeah, that's very true.
You need bad things. Bad things are hilarious.
Because then it's like you go, what the hell is it even from? Because no one would have watched it, and then
that's right.
Yeah.
Actually, have you seen that meme of the guy walking out? He's like, "I did not hit her. I did not."
Of course, from the room.
Hi, Mark.
Yeah.
From the room.
Yeah.
I showed that to Erica. She's like, "What is this?"
She doesn't know what The Room is though. Like The Room is like the Schindler's List of bad movies, because it's like a movie that's like is known in every household for being bad.
Oh man, I was like, oh, I just love saying that line, but like applying it to other things. Yeah. I did not do it. I did not.
Well, hi, Mark.
So fucking good.
All right, so there you have our top 5. So
I don't know how this episode's gonna end up.
I mean, I think there's stuff at the beginning where it's kind of like.
No, I honestly don't know how this episode. Enjoy editing this one.
I think we've got some good material here. Well, anyway, we'll catch you next time, guys.